Welcome to Divorce, Dating, and Empowered Living with your host, Rosalind Sadaka. Join Rosalind each week on a journey toward overcoming life's many challenges to achieve peace, empowerment, and positive transformation. It's time to relax, unwind, and transform your life with Rosalind Sadaka.
Hello, everyone. This is Rosalind Sadaka, and you're listening to the Going Solo Network, WGSN-DB, the Divorce, Dating, and Empowered Living Show. I'm a divorce and dating and relationship coach and focus my attention on helping women and men live a more empowered life. And that's why I select wonderful people from around the world who have stories to share with us about how they've overcome obstacles and made a difference in their own lives as well as other people's lives. And today I'm very honored to have a guest with us who really has an amazing story to share with us about overcoming obstacles. And his name is Christopher Powell. Christopher was born with cerebral palsy and has limited use of his hands and has experienced many falls because of cerebral palsy. And from early childhood, he needed assistance to accomplish minimal tasks such as dressing, feeding, and bathing, and all of those kinds of things. And writing was very difficult for him, and so he had to figure out ways of compensating for the challenges that he had and come up with a focus on being the best version of himself he could be. And Chris has done that. In high school, he joined the Achilles Track Club with other disabled athletes, and he pushed himself to maintain stamina and be in competitions. He moved ahead and attended Towson State University and then went to the University of Maryland, received a bachelor's degree in mathematics. And he is doing so many things today that he'll tell you about it, especially the fact that he is a motivational speaker and travels around the country talking to other people about how you can overcome any kind of challenge. As an avid runner and athlete and someone who just knows that if you can dream it, you could really make it happen. So thank you, Chris, for being with us today. I'm very eager to learn more about your story and what you can share with our listeners. Welcome.
Thank you, Ross. I really appreciate this time. I'm so excited to be with you.
Yes, so you really understand what it means to appreciate small victories. So tell us what success means to you on the small level and on a larger level. Tell us about your feelings regarding what success really is.
Well, again, thank you. On a small level, I would start when I wake up in the morning time. One of my main victories is just getting out of the bed and being able to get to the bathroom. Because for a lot of folks, they may not realize how challenging this can be for people that have a condition. But for me, just the idea that I can go, it's like, oh my God, okay, I'm free for that, okay, I can check that off my list. And then I can worry about trying to get dressed during the day, which also takes a lot of time and just a lot of time. So that, I would say, on a small scale. Of course, on a bigger scale is just trying to make sure that I can stand and I can walk and get to wherever I need to go during the day, making sure that my legs are strong, making sure that I'm in good condition, making sure that I'm able to, function as best I can when I get outside my house. It's a lot of things that I need to get done during the day. But I take it one thing at a time, and I just try to stay upbeat and realize that it can be done. Now, for another, example, it's kind of cold. It's really kind of chilly now outside, so I have to put on my own coat. And I tell you, that can be challenging because
yes,
it takes time for me to get my arms in the jacket, and then I had to pull I had to get it over my head. I have a pullover coat, but I said, hey Chris, it's better that you take your time and put on your coat than go outside and.
Absolutely. So the name of your business is Overcome Your Limits, and that's a wonderful name, and obviously that is what your life is all about. So what advice can you give to people who see their adversity, whatever it is, physical or mental or emotional or psychological, for anyone who sees their adversity as insurmountable, what advice can you share with us?
Well, I always say, my company is called Reaching New Heights. My website is called overcomeyourlimits.com. What I would say to folks who feel like there's no hope is that you're in a very, very special place because of your special journey of suffering. You're going to be able, if you just hang in there long enough, to find a gift that very few people have. One of my gifts is that I have been blessed to realize that even though I have this condition, I have the mental capacity to help others and myself. Mainly others because when they look at me, they say, wow, they may feel pity because I may talk a little slower or I may walk a little slower. But then when they ask questions, I say to them, I'm a mathematician. And they say, really? And they have no idea because they would never suspect that someone who has a limp or, their arms and legs are not exactly straight, that they're able to have this kind of goal. So when they look at me, they're like, man, if you can do it, how much more can I do? So I have really just decided to hang in there. When I was in college, it was hard, Rosalind. Very, very challenging to even think about trying to get a degree in mathematics. But what I told myself was, just take it one day at a time, one step at a time, one class at a time. And slowly but surely, even though I had struggles, like you mentioned, I wasn't able to write, I would just take one day at a time and say, you know what, if I can find a scribe today, someone that can help me write down my homework, that would be great. If I can't, I'll just read the book. If I can't open the book, then I'll talk to my professor and just ask him, can I have a copy of his notes, or what does he think is best? So I always would take whatever I could and use that to my benefit.
Wow. So did you find there were times when you did get overwhelmed, when you felt depressed or that you wanted to give up? Were there moments that became a reality for you?
Yeah, I had some very, very lonely and sad days. But no matter how sad or depressed I became, I realized that, hey, this is what I have to deal with. So the best thing that I could do was deal with it. And as painful as it seems, the thing that gave me the most joy was the idea or the hope that one day I was going to be a success. And that's the thing that I think is so important for your audience, is to realize that when you have a goal in mind and you have a setback, just imagine how wonderful it's going to be when you meet that goal. When I was graduating from college, it was an amazing day. I'll never forget it. I was walking because in high school, when I graduated, I used my Powell chair. But when I was in college, I set a goal that I was going to walk to get my degree. And even though I had my cap and gown, the gown was very, very long, and my feet would sometimes get tangled in the gown, I said, I'm going to walk, and I'm going to receive my degree. All of the pain, all of the sadness, all of the depression was gone in that instant because I had reached that goal. Now, like you just mentioned, it was painful. It wasn't easy. It was a lot of pain I had to go through. But in the end, when I got my diploma, my degree, and my family was there, and my friends were there, and people were clapping for me, that made it all worthwhile.
Yeah. So do you find that you use visualization or some other tools to keep you focused and to remind you when you're going through some of the tougher or sadder times? And are there things like that, tools and resources that you depend on that just help you make that step ahead to the next moment, the next day?
I'm so happy that you mentioned the word visualization, because the root word of that is vision. And yes, I would use that a lot of times, because I would say, let me focus on what I can do, and let me visualize what can I accomplish today. And then I'll get down at the end of the day and say, okay, I got 3 things out of 5 completed. Okay, that's not bad. I actually, Rosalind, I used to grade myself, even physically, as a child. If I had like a fall or something, I say, okay, if you failed today, Chris, the next day you gotta do more, you gotta jog a little more, or you gotta do some more weightlifting, because that's not good. So I actually will grade myself if I have a bad day and say, look, we gotta improve this. So in a sense, I kind of have my own board of directors meeting within my own self.
I love that. I think that's a very inspiring way to achieve things. Chris, we're going to take a short break right now, and reminding everyone that you're listening to Divorce, Dating, and Empowered Living on WGSN-DB, the Going Solo Network. This is Rosalind Sadaka, and we'll be back in just a moment.
Hey folks, this is Shan, host of the radio show Relationship Recovery. I want to offer you a gift of my appreciation for listening in tonight. I specialize in divorce prevention and divorce recovery for women, so if you're interested in taking a deeper dive, I'd like to offer you a complimentary consultation. So you can reach out to me on my website at womenspeakperformancecoaching.com. Sign up for the free consultation.
You're listening to WGSN-DB, Going Solo Network, Singles Talk Radio Channel, where we take a lighthearted and candid approach to discussions on the journey of relationship loss, divorce, parenting, being single, relationships building, dating, and yes, sex. Join our listeners and begin living your best life.
Hello, everyone. This is Rosalind Sadaka, and you are listening to Divorce, Dating, and Empowered Living on WGSN-DB, the Going Solo Network. And we have a wonderful guest today, Christopher Powell, who has physical challenges and that he has been overcoming his entire life. And today he's a mathematician, an entrepreneur, as well as a motivational speaker who inspires students and corporations to reach beyond their limits to break through success achievements. And Chris has been sharing some of the secrets and the insights that have made a difference for him, and hopefully they'll make a difference in the lives of those of you who are listening today. So I wanted to ask you, Chris, when others didn't believe in you, how did you strengthen your vision to achieve the will to overcome the limitations that they put on you?
That's an excellent question, Rosalind. I feel that in life, everyone that you come across has a purpose for you, and you have a purpose for them. So, as difficult as it was for people to say that they thought that I couldn't do something, it was very painful, extremely painful. I had to really take that energy and that coal, as for the lack of a better word, to kind of fuel myself and to look inside myself and say, okay, they said this, but guess what? I have a say in this too. And that's the thing I like to show the audience is that, you have a say too in how your life is going to be played out. So I would take that whatever they said and put it inside my soul. And then I will go to work and I would devise a plan, figure out how could I get from point A to point B or point C or wherever I wanted to go. If I couldn't use my hands, I had to use my mind. Or if I had to, whatever I was trying to go through, I would devise a plan, whatever I was trying to achieve. So then I would go back if I had accomplished the goal, and I would remember what someone would say about me. And, one thing that I like to mention is that it's what I always try to tell myself is never, ever, ever have, well, don't express your anger outwardly. Everyone has their pain, and they're entitled to that. And try as best you can. I know it's hard. Don't take it personally. Don't take it personally. Just learn from it. Because I tell you, I think I've learned more about myself from people who have said that I couldn't do something than from the ones that may have said I could do something. So everyone has their purpose.
Well, I'm inspired by the statement that not to get in touch with your pain because it's really easy. People push your buttons. I imagine you've experienced some bullying in your time and people who just were not respectful. And so what you're saying is even though it's easy to get angry, get in touch with another part of you and take the high road and express the best part of you instead. Is that what you're saying?
Oh, definitely. Anger, is a very, very tricky emotion. It can be used to harm. We really can harm ourselves, or we can empower ourselves. So I would just say to take that anger, use that for your own fuel, and put that in your heart as motivation for yourself. Sometimes, we need motivation of someone saying maybe you're not good enough, maybe you really can't do this. Because, I don't know, something about the human spirit is when you hear something like that, at least for me, it kind of ignited a fuel that I didn't know was there. And that I wanted to really show people even more than someone had just said, yeah, you can do it. Of course, I love that too. Don't get me wrong. But there's something about when someone says that you can't do something that brings out, or it has the potential to bring out wonderful, wonderful results.
Yeah, and your determination to prove them wrong.
Right.
So when I talk to clients and I focus a lot on the divorce and parenting process and dating after divorce and being depressed about being alone and things like that. And I often talk to people about looking for the gift in your divorce, for example, as painful as it may have been. What did you learn and what positive can you take away from that experience? And I know that when you talk to people, you also ask them to look for the gifts. Can you talk about that with us?
My pleasure. We all have gifts within our own, within ourselves that can be used to benefit not just ourselves but others as well. Again, pain it hurts. Whatever situation you may be going through, it can be very, very, very difficult. You feel like, why is this occurring to me? Why did I do it? Why did I deserve this? Mm-hmm. And the thing that I've realized over time is that no matter who you are, somewhere down the line, you're going to face some pain. You're going to face some depression. You're going to face some adversity. Mm-hmm. So for the ones who may have had a little more adversity than others, they're going to be, again, potentially
more prepared.
Yes. yes, they're going to say, you know what, I've already been through this. So someone else that's going through this, maybe I can give them a couple of words of advice and help them lessen their pain. And at the same time, it's going to strengthen my resolve when I'm speaking to them because if I can make it through, so can you.
I love that.
So it's all about how you perceive things.
Yes, I love that. That's such a valuable message. I want to stop you here for a moment, Chris, so you could tell people how they could find you. Where can they get access to your message and your services?
Oh, sure. Thank you, Rosalind, once again. Your audience members can reach me at overcomeyourlimits.com. That is my motivational speaking and coaching website. There are videos, I have a podcast as well. I have a coaching program, and also for students who are, as a mathematician, I couldn't leave that part out either. I have a website called Math Tutoring Experts. That's mathtutoringexperts.com. If students need help online, they are able to log in and set appointments and receive help in subjects like algebra, statistics, and calculus.
So your websites are overcomeyourlimits.com and mathtutoringexperts.com. Is that correct?
Yes. Yes.
Wonderful. And is there email address or a phone number that you like to share?
Sure. Anyone that wants to contact me by phone can be contacted at 301-494-4744. And my email address is cpowell@overcomeyourlimits.com. That's
cpowell@overcomeyourlimits.com.
Yes.
Excellent. So, Chris, we're coming to the close of our show, and I wanted you to leave our listeners with a word of inspiration, a takeaway message that they can think about and that can make an impact in their lives moving ahead. What do you have to say?
Oh, thank you once again. I would just tell your listeners that each and every one of you have a special gift. And it is that really that no one else has. Everyone has a special gift that, is designated for them. So I would just ask them to go inside of themselves and create a plan that's going to benefit them and others. There are so many things that are needed in today's society that really unlimited. So whatever that excites you, I really challenge you. I would say to you, create something that is unique and that's going to benefit people. And when you find that joy in whatever you're trying to accomplish, there's nothing greater in life than having joy in creating something that's going to benefit others. And like I said, it's going to benefit you as well. And you're going to have an impact on so many other people's lives. And you're going to be out there as a star.
Wow. Well, that's a beautiful and valuable message for us, so I appreciate that, and it kind of is what was the catalyst behind my founding the Child-Centered Divorce Network and becoming a divorce and parenting coach for that same reason. Take a message and something that worked and was valuable for you, and then share it with other people who need help and support, and you can't go wrong in life. So I want to thank you, Christopher Powell. You've been just a wonderful inspiration for us all. Christopher's at overcomeyourlimits.com, and we appreciate your sharing the wisdom that you have. You've been a fabulous guest. Thank you, Chris.
Thank you, Rosalind. Thank you. Thank you so much.
And we are on the Going Solo Network, WGSN-DB. This show is Divorce, Dating, and Empowered Living. This is Rosalind Sedaka, divorce and parenting coach, dating and relationship coach, and we invite you to listen in every week to our shows on divorce, dating, empowered living, you'll find something of value for you every time, because our guests are all wonderful people who really care about helping you and supporting you in life. So thank you, and we look forward to seeing you again. Bye-bye now.